The perfect 9's strategy works on the 24-minute time frame. We are now in, and we are going to start building up everything that we need. So the very first thing, you're gonna add your market Cipher B. So you're gonna go to indicators, VMC, right? VMC B with divergences. You click that, add it over here. Mine is slightly modified. Everybody can modify theirs. That's the beauty of this indicator. You can change the colors, remove stuff you don't care about. As you can see, mine is pretty nice and clean because, as I said, I don't like a lot of stuff going on, and I'm gonna have a lot of stuff going on in a minute here. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. So you're gonna be using VMC Swing. That's what you guys are all gonna have. Double click any of the sell and buy items here or over here and go into the wrench, okay? And you'll wanna change, make sure this is set to close. The first swing period should be set to 9 and the swing multiplier should be set to 1.9. So that is for trial people, right? And some of you who don't want backtest will still have this version, so you're good to go. If you're running backtest, the backtest, once you add it onto your chart, it's gonna look like this. So all of a sudden you're like, what the hell is going on here? It's really easy to remove. Actually, it'll look more like this. Let me show you. There you go. So as a default, it'll look like that. And you'll be like, what's going on? Don't worry about this. This is for back testing purposes, which I'm not covering in today's video. All you'll want to do is first click here to close that. Then you can go in here and click on the gearbox or double click the buy or the sell. But I'll go here to the gearbox and turn 1, 2, 3 off. And you go to inputs and it looks different, but the period and multiplier right here. So everything from in this area is fine for us to use. Everything down here is for back testing purposes. And I guess, like I said, you can forget about it for now, okay? So 9 and 1.9. Now that you got your, I'm gonna put the other one on. Now that we got our swing indicator activated, we got our VMC running, you're gonna wanna add a few other things, right? So my favorite one in here is the 200 EMA, okay? So just type EMA, and that's the one right there, moving average exponential. And you'll want to, you can change the colors or whatever, but it has to be set length to 200. And then you'll select your color. I use the dots, you can use a line, you know, it's personal preference, right? Next thing, I've got another EMA, okay? And that EMA is the 21 EMA, all right? And we're gonna come to explain what each of those do in a second. And the next one is the MA25, which is a newer experimental moving average that I'm using, right? And that is, like I said, 25, right? And that looks like that. That's the blue one, right? You could see it's kind of moving with the 21 and the 25. One's exponential, one's moving average, but they're both moving together. But we'll start from the top. We'll start with the 200 and we'll work our way down, right? So let's look here. As you could see, essentially the 200 EMA, okay? Think of it as a magnet that the price is drawn to all times. At some point, it has to go back to it. If we are below the 200 EMA, we are definitely bearish. I'm not talking about bearish market, you know, long term or anything like that, but in the trend is bearish. So you could see right here, we were above, we were above, we were above, finally we're below, couldn't find any energy to get up. The volume was weak and we broke down, right? So broke down, broke down, broke down, broke down, tried to go up, tried to go up, tried to go up, failed, 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 failed. And finally, today, we are above it, okay? So the 200 EMA is a critical, very accurate resistance and support level, all right? So we'll zoom in a little bit into, for instance, this area here. And now you can see what I mean, right? You could see it tried to find support, wicked below it, tried to find support, couldn't find it, went below, went back, bounced, bounced, finally got over it, couldn't find enough energy again, volume was weak, came back down again, look, bang, bang, bang. So definitely a a very powerful indicator to have on your screen. And as you could see, once we did get above it, which took this Elon Musk candle, I want to call it about the Doge tweet, it got up here, right? I'm sorry, this one right here. It got up here, and then this one here just took it off into outer space. And hopefully, for everybody's sake, we'll keep building this up and go back on an uptrend and break 40,000 and become bullish again, because there's a lot of people who are not bullish right now. But to me, I don't care if we're bullish or bearish or whatever. I just want to take trades. So it's irrelevant to me. So now we will look at the, I'll turn that one off, turn that one off, turn that one off. So that was the 200. I'll turn that off. We're gonna turn on the 21, okay? A 21 I set as a white line. Same thing, it's like a magnet, but the price is weaving through it, right? And oftentimes when we can't find support a couple times, you start breaking down. And when you do find support, you start breaking up. Very similar to the MA 25. So, I don't want to overcomplicate it for you guys. So, you could see what's going on here. The second the price broke through, you could see here going down, 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 and then it's going up, right? The blue line and the white line, they're both going up. Right here was the turning point in this area, right? And so once we got above, you could see, again, I'll zoom in. I'll zoom into this area because there's a lot of good action going on, right? So price bounces here, goes up, breaks down, but then finds support on the next one, right? So this stuff that I use, I don't like junk on my screen. I will keep emphasizing it because a lot of people like lots of things on their screen. More is not better. It's just using stuff that matters, right? And everything here matters. So if the price was not bouncing off of these, I would not have them on my screen. I have hundreds of indicators that I could be using, but they're irrelevant, right? For this type of trading, we don't need them, right? And so you can come back to me and say, I use this, that, and the other, and that's fine. And I'll listen to you. Maybe you found something that's amazing, but I'll show you that these are just fantastic, okay? Look what's happening right here, right? So I'm not looking for a trade right now, but if I'm watching the charts, you see what happened. We've gone up. Now we broke down. This candle broke down. It is now trying to decide. This is a doji. The doji is like a very thin candle that can't decide on the price. That was a doji. That was a doji, right? They're not perfect dojis, because if I turn on, well, yeah, that was a perfect doji. But this one is not a doji yet. But once you start seeing a few dojis, right, it usually starts reversing. And this guy right here, right, he is trying to break back up, and he's having a hard time getting it back up right here. If I just draw a line for you guys, this stuff is all relevant. I'm not teaching you how to be a pro trader on every single thing right now. It's not a lesson on every indicator on the planet. It's the ones that matter, right, for the style of trading that we're gonna train you guys on. So right there, you could see right there, that's a swing fail, right? Like it went up and wicked down, but now we've gone below it, and now it's having a hard time to get back up, right? You see, it's like a line, right? So there's obviously a sell wall here that's pushing the price down. And so, and there you go. And as I'm telling you, I can't make this stuff up. Now, don't take a trade. Do not take a trade. If you're with me on this call and you're listening, don't take the trade. This is not a trade to take yet, because this is just blinking and it has 24 minutes to confirm. This showed up on this previous one and it went away. Now it's showing up on this one. So we don't take trades until we have a confirmation. The confirmation is once the candle is done. Even if the candle is this big, that is when it's confirmed. If you take it before, you're taking a chance. So don't try and outsmart the indicators, okay? So you see, what about now if it goes up here, that sell, you would have gone in, and now it's pretty redundant, right? So we'll keep an eye on it, but price comes below, bounces, can't find support. You see that? What about if it goes up, right? So that's what I'm saying. So it's trying to break below it. What will happen, I'll be adding another indicator in a sec, is it will come back down to this at some point, 100%, without a doubt, will be coming back. Now, keep in mind, this does keep going up, right? With the price, if it's going up. So when I say comes back down, it might come back down and it might be already up here. But the point is, it will always come back and make contact with the 200 EMA right here. Look at that. Right, comes down, makes contact, finds support, goes up. Look where it finds more support. Why would it find support here? Because that right there is the 21 EMA. Okay. So far, I hope you guys are learning. I know it might be a little bit too much information to take on, but once I get that video up, you guys can go back and reference it as many times as you like so that you can make better trades, right? So the next thing, okay? So those are our moving lines, let's call them, right? They're moving averages. The next one I want to show you is called a parallel pivot line. And that is a pivot line which moves, right? That indicator is right here. Whenever you want to know who built an indicator, this is a little trick. Go over here. If it's open source, which most of the stuff here is, everything here is open source except backtest, you click on source code, right? And right here, it will tell you the author, right? Lux Algo. So if you're trying to get it on your chart right now, type this guy's name or type in parallel pivot Lux. Once it's on your screen, you'll click on the setting bar and change this number to 4. And you can change the colors to what you like. I like to use red as resistance and gray as support. Okay. Personal preference. That's what I like. That's what I got. All right. Now, I always like to turn stuff off while I'm doing a demonstration so that therefore you guys can see exactly what's going on. I'll leave the cell on. Okay. So we're going to zoom out and you can see how well these parallel lines work, right? So they're always moving, okay? But they're telling us what's going on with the trend. The trend is down, right? Clearly, we're on a downtrend. We are now in the process we were in the process of getting up, but we're also getting the sell signal, which we'll see what happens. If you're looking over here, you've got, the candles, the momentum is going down. You could see the green money here. I'll zoom in a second, show you guys. I'll show you now. Money is going out, okay? Money flow is going out, right? So if you literally copied this and put it over here, what would be the most likely outcome? You're probably going to get a pattern, something like this, right? That's going to evolve right over here, right? So if we were to fast forward time, it would probably look something like that. But we don't speculate. We don't predict the future. We just take trades based on what the indicators tell us. We don't care if it's going up or down. We want to make fantastic trades, okay? So, all right, so let's get back up to the top here. All right, so parallel lines, pivot lines. You can see right here. Okay, parallel pivot lines have started, and then you start seeing down here, look at this one, right? Comes across, price tries to play, wicks off of it, goes down, comes up, once it finds support, goes over, wicks below it, right? And then it goes over, right? So, but you could see the parallel line is acting. I don't draw these are automatic with that indicator, but you could see how when it does go up, it hits this one, right? The next one, this is now the resistance. This is the support, this is the resistance. So we'll zoom in over here and you can see what happened, right? This was a new one that it created, but it came down. Look, like just so you guys, look, this line, right? That we're looking at right here, this line right here, this one, okay? That was created when this wick down happened and there was more action that came over here. It made that line, right? Now look over here. Let's go into this area here. See this? why would it go right on that if that has no significance, right? Why would it get rejected? Because the wicks, the way the wick works, if it hits a resistance and it wicks up, it means there's resistance there, right? It wicked up and got rejected, rejected, rejected. Found a little bit of support. There is a little bit of support. Didn't work out. Tries one more time and it goes down, right? So these lines are insanely accurate. Look again, comes down, bounce off this one, wicks down. It didn't go all the way down, it wicked down. So this was support, support, goes up, support, goes up, finds support on this line, again, bounces, goes up, finds support on this line, goes and hits the first resistance, wicks up, but finally finds support, right? You get the idea. These lines are significant in our strategy, okay? Because they show us where the price is going to have resistance and where it's going to find support. Now, we look into this area where we are at now, we can see exactly what's up, okay? So, price comes up, doesn't have enough steam to stay up, comes down, look where it gets rejected. Bang, bang, bang. Comes down, finds support on the next resistance line, wicks down, comes in, doji, goes up, 1, 2, comes back down, 1, 2, 3. Look what's happening right here, right? Sorry, not that line, that's the price. It comes down, wicks, goes a little bit lower, the body's a little bit lower, the body's a little bit lower. We're getting dojis, right? Let's make sure. Doji there, it's gonna be a doji probably. And price will go down, double top, right here, bang, bang, right? Double top, and M pattern breaks down. So lots of reasons to take this short, but we're not going to take it yet, right? Just be patient and maybe learn for today, and then take the next one if you've never taken one, right? Just because you're getting educated, this could be a fantastic short, but we're not going to jump into a trade right now, okay? Because you're here to learn, and I'm here. I could be saying I got to get into that right now. No, we got to stay on focus. There's going to be millions of these trades in the next year, okay? And we're going to take a lot of them, if not all of them, right? So we can look down here. So we got, again, prices going down, right? And the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to say, okay, price is going down, right? But at the same time, I need to find some reasons to get in. So if I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have that, okay? You're just going to sell right here. I'm just going to say sell. But we have things to look at, right? So that's one reason to potentially sell. We haven't got a confirmation, but that's one reason to sell. Another reason is you got to look at the price action, right? We couldn't find enough steam. It's been going up all day. It's kind of the end of it. It's got to start going up. Price doesn't go up all the time. What goes up must come down. So you put this next line. Okay, no, this one, right? Below those two, there's two reasons. So 1, 2, like kind of one reason, 2 reasons, 3 reasons, 4 reasons, right? Then you look at your pivots. Well, we just spoke through that pivot. So come down to this pivot. This is very strong, okay? So we're gonna see what happens. Maybe while we're live, we're gonna see what happens, right? But you'll see a bounce off here probably, okay? And so you're looking for reasons, but then you look at market cipher, right? VMC B, and you say, is there anything here that signifies that potentially I should take a short? Like, is there anything here that's telling me to take the short, right? And as I said before, there are, right? You have anchor wave, trigger wave, right? Above this line, anchor, below this line, trigger. RSI here is at 63, but over here is at 45. It's on its way down. VWAP is facing sideways. Oh, you see that right there? See that red? You guys saw that in real time. That's telling me it happened here and it went up. But right now we're actually past the 0 line and it's showing. So showing me we are going to go, it could look something like this right here, right here, right? So you get that little blink, and then all of a sudden starts to go down. You notice how, by the way, I make everything very big because I'm not blind. That's not the reason. I don't even wear glasses for the matter. How can you tell what's going on here? Can't. Add all that stuff on, make those backgrounds with those lines, right? You can't see. But if you zoom in, it's clear to me what's going on. Money flow is going down, right? The green is going out. Everything's telling me, take that short. My previous strategies that I've shared with the group don't even include the swing indicator. And they talk about using just the VMC B. And they talk about how to take these shorts. This is a divergence stop. So we also have a divergence here. 1% is your friend. So for today's demonstration, right, what I want to explain to you guys is when I say 1%, okay, if we go back here, we'll start Friday night. Yeah, so that trade you could have taken, right? Let's go like this. We'll go up to here, okay? Because that's not done, right? And that kind of would have been where the trade would have closed. So 2.5 days roughly, okay? In 2.5 days, you have made 80%, because we don't count this one. You've made 80%. 80% of what you started trading with. 100, you took 10, each time you took 10x leverage. So when it moves 1%, you make 10% on your money, right? So your $100 would be 110 here. Put it in again here, it's another 110. So you have 120 now. You started with 100, right? So I always say 1% is your friend, right? I'm telling you to just take the trade and make the profits, and don't worry about making massive amounts of money in a single trade, but make massive amounts of money over hundreds of trades, okay? With low risk, with short periods of time, in and out, okay? 24-minute time frame, right? The average trade here will go from the one that I mentioned. Look how quick this is, right? Okay, watch this, okay? Now I'm gonna focus, and this is the part where your attention deficit disorders, your distractions with the kids, you gotta get the wives to come pick up the kids, you gotta turn the TV off, turn your phones off, just focus, because if you do this wrong, you will keep losing, and then you're gonna say this doesn't work, but I can tell you that it works, okay? So right here, right over here is the candle close, right? So if we go back in time, which there is a way to do that, by the way, because it's behind my, there we go. Okay, so we will go here, okay? I'll show you guys exactly how this happens. See, one thing I like to do is actually go back in time and actually replay it for you guys so you can feel how it would have felt. Just to tell you, we can already see the right side, so it's cheating, right? You could say you're cheating because you're looking at the past, but we're gonna play it together, okay? By clicking this button right here, I can go forward one candle each time I click it, okay? So this is a candle, there's another candle. Okay, so that candle, right? Let's assume this took 24 minutes and there's 10 seconds left. I am now ready. I've planned my trade. All distractions should be removed. That's how serious this is, because you want to make 10% on your money. Today it's $10 or $100 or test net. And a year from now, it might be at 10 grand you're putting in. That's how confident you feel. So if you're putting 10 grand here, you're going to be paying attention, right? Because 10 grand, 10x is $1,000. You're going to make $1,000 in 24 minutes. I'll show you exactly how to do it, right? So right here is the candle close, 10 seconds left. The next candle is about to come. What's the price? 36,182, okay? So you know around this range, you got to start planning for a buy, right? We'll go to the next candle. And I just remember, we're entering right around here, but I want to show you what happens because the next candle has to appear and things have to happen, right? So, okay. So again, please focus. This candle that is after the printing of the sell candle or the buy candle. Look at this buy candle, right? This candle after, almost every time at the bare minimum, wicks up or wicks down almost at least 50% of that candle. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, okay, if this candle, you got this print, right? So you would enter here usually, right? You're gonna enter right over here, tell you the price. 36,182, enter, okay? The problem is you're missing out on all this discount right here. This is this, I call this the discount zone. So what you would wanna do is you wanna buy 50% of this candle is right around here. And it changed the color. Just bear with me, you're gonna be like, holy crap, I never thought about that. I never did that. I don't even know what this guy's talking about, but man, this sounds interesting. Just bear with me and change the color there. Actually, I'll go, go yellow and we'll go nice and big, okay? That is the halfway point between this candle. Let's call it that, all right? So you enter here, your budget is $100. You wanna go in with $100, okay? Again, not financial advice, but let's assume you take $100 just because I need a number to work with, right? So $100. Instead of putting $100 here and shorting for 36,182, take 25%, which is $25, and buy that so that if it keeps going down, you got at least some kind of a trade. You could say I made something, right? Take the next 25. Remember, this is 50% of that candle, right? Go up to about a third of the way up, right? You'll be doing exactly what I'm doing, right? Because this is happening in real time. So you're gonna go up about a third of the way up between this zone, right? Right here. You're gonna put another order right here, okay? Right, for another 25%, okay? So what'll happen is if you entered here and then that other 25% kicked in, your new entry is right here. So I'm gonna move this up to right here, okay? And then you're gonna put another 25% almost at the halfway point. So just below the halfway point right here, all right? So now this right here is your new entry. Take this away too. This is your new entry, and this is where the big order is. You know where your new entry is going to be once you buy this 50%. It's going to go from here, right in the middle of these two, which is right over here. Okay, so we'll mark it for a second. I'm going to delete everything else in a second. So delete that. I'm going to delete that. That is your new entry price. Okay, you're doing this. This math is being done in like the last 10 seconds of this candle. You got to figure this out very quickly. 50%, right? Guys, nothing in life is easy. Guys that are making massive money in TA I know guys that have been trading 9 years to get their full-time 14 hours a day, sweating buckets. They made it there, right? It's not just come, I see the sell, press okay, walk away, go play with my friends or family or whatever it is, hang out with the guys, have beers, come back and I made money. That can only work so many times. It's not going to work all the time. You need a strategy. That's why we're doing this. That's why I'm explaining it to you. And it will work. And you can go back and test this on the last 20 candles and 20 times this printed and it'll work for you. Okay. So this is our new entry price. Okay. And what we'll do here is, we'll put that right here so everybody can see it. We'll go yellow. Bang. Okay. That's our new price, 36,305. Okay. Now, a 1% move on Bitcoin, okay, is whatever the price is. So right here, the price is 38,150, right? Whatever the price is, 380, right? 381. So $3.380, we'll just say $385 is considered as 1%. That's what you need. You need this thing to go down $380. Okay, but remember, you did this quickly. We don't know how this candle, and I'm not going to go back and play this in 1 minute time zone to see how this candle played out because it might have wicked right down and you would have made the money and that's it, right? But let's just pretend that it just stayed around here and did this, and then it went up and got your order, and then it came back to around here, and then the next candle printed, right? So let's just watch what happens. Next candle, this is your entry, okay? right? So this is your entry. This entire move was 2.99%, right? Look at where the 1% mark was. $360, right? From here to here, because right now 380 is current price. At that time it was 360, 300 when you got in, so you needed to move 364. It's 1%. Right here your trade is closed. And then you're going to say again to me, but Banda, like, come on, man, like, we're losing money like that. There's look at this wick, I could have taken 3%. Risk and reward, my friend. Okay, you want to take a little bit more risk, that's your prerogative, right? That's your decision, what you want to do with your money. 1% is your friend. You got to make big decisions at the 1% area. One thing you can do is take half your profits here. At the same place that you take your profit, set a trailing stop, which basically how that works is the price follows this would actually probably give you this almost this entire thing, depending on what the percentage of a trailing stop is. I cannot cover a trailing stop with you guys. You have to go do your own research because I just don't have the time. That's how you get into that trade, right? So another guy brought up another point, one of our guys, and I said, it's your choice, right? Sometimes these aren't printing every 5 seconds because we're using 24-minute time frame, right? So let's say over here, let's just look at this, right? So let's say on this one over here, you see it went up to the halfway point, like I said, right? Let's say you said, I'm not even going to bother buy. He said, don't even bother buying here. Just start buying at like the set point, like the 75, the 50, from the 50% of that candle, buy at the 50% of that. So if this was that 50%, just so I'm clear, buy 50% of here. Just put your order right there, right? I said, fine, you could do that. The problem is sometimes, right here, it doesn't come back down, right? And then you can't make that trade, right? You can't make that 1% on that, right? So because you put the order here, it never came and picked up your order. It did in the next candle, but didn't pick it up on that candle, right? So just it's all risk management, and you're gonna experiment, and then you might say, hey, you might hit me up and say, yo, Banda, like, I've been doing the 50% down from that candle only, and I've never lost the trade, right? I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna adapt that into my strategy, and I'm gonna try and educate our members on how that works. This is something that's been working for all of us, and I just wanted to share with you guys on how it's been working for us, right? Why you never want to hold a trade and just say, man, like, I get everything you're saying, but I could just hold this, man. Look, I could just hold this right here, right? It can go up. Well, if you bought that, right, and this wick came down and you had a lot of leverage, you'd be out. If you're not going to use leverage, by all means, this was the bottom. Why not hold it a little bit longer, right? What I would do in a case like this, where I'm at the extreme bottom and I'm taking a long, I'd be taking small pieces of profit across, as it goes up. And at some point, you're just like, I think I made enough, right? You're just like, I think this was good. This was a good trade. I don't want to ruin it. I went in, let's say, with $100. I'm up, let's say, $30, right? You made 30%. Like, don't feel bad ever. Don't ever feel bad about closing a trade too early, right? Feel bad about closing a trade too late.